Warning, the following content is intended for mature audiences. That means if you have any kids in the room, get rid of them. I mean, escort them out of the room safely into a better space where their young ears won't have to hear all the bad words we're probably about to say. Speaking of bad words, here's one: opinions. Here at Far Side of the Pod, we understand that our opinions are not facts. We, however, are rather prone to being impassioned about our opinions. But at least you're aware we know we're not always right. With that said,
well, hello everyone. My name is Jordan. We are Far Side of the Pod. I got Ridge with me.
What's going on, guys?
And I got Mikey with me.
I'm currently looking up whether or not opinion is or is not actually a bad word.
It's according to who you ask, really.
Yeah.
Well, you know, they're either like noses or testicles. Regardless, you can shit on them or kick them.
Well, on that being said, that was the podcast. I'm just kidding.
Well, damn.
Pack it up. We're done.
Alrighty.
All right.
With that.
All right, so to start off the podcast, everybody, we just want to give our condolences out to the family of Val Kilmer. You know, I want to take this time to by honoring him by saying my favorite things that he's done and, you know, what he's meant to me. Of course, you know, we can talk about Top Gun, him being Iceman in it, and talk about Heat. We can talk about so many different things. But my biggest two is Batman Forever. I think Val Kilmer is the most underrated Bruce Wayne. And he was the best Batman, but with the worst script. He just, you know, I hope they released that cut of the Batman Forever film that they never released for him, like in honor of him. But for real, if you know me, you know I love cowboys, I love westerns, and Tombstone is my western. Tombstone is my favorite western movie of all time. And Doc Holliday is my favorite Western cowboy character, besides Arthur Morgan, of all time. I mean, if you watch Tombstone, you know how much stuff Doc goes through in that movie and how he keeps himself up and fights for his friend to the end. And if all I've heard is Val Kilmer was very much like that. And I just want to thank him for for his roles, specifically his Batman role and the role of Doc Holliday. Those are the movies that stand out to me. Bridge, you go ahead, bud.
Well, I remember him from Doc Holliday as well. That was a movie that was well known. Also, Batman. It wasn't one of the best ones, the most iconic thing from that one, if I'm not mistaken, was the very first Batman with the nipples on his suit, so that'll always stick out like a sore thumb to me. And also from Top Gun.
Yeah.
So, you know, I know that he had some type of throat cancer, I believe.
Yeah,
so
he had like an 11-year fight with throat cancer, but his official cause of death was pneumonia.
Right. So, you know,
that's what his daughter confirmed.
One of the things that I heard said on another show was, I hope whenever he got up to face God, he said, "I'll be your Huckleberry."
Oh, what's wrong?
And got let in.
Oh, what's wrong? Looks like you've seen a ghost, Johnny.
Oh me, but yeah, he's a good actor.
He got to the gates and Jesus was like, "Are you ready to come in, my son?" He just goes, "Say when." No, for real, you know, Mikey, you go ahead.
I remember Val Kilmer. You know, his most to me, the role I've always recognized him as is Doc Holliday, bar none. And Of course, I know his other roles, but when I think Val Kilmer, I thought Doc Holliday.
Oh yeah.
And something that always stuck out about Val Kilmer, about his acting when he was Doc Holliday is the line of, "I don't got friends. I don't got many friends at all. Wyatt Earp is my friend."
Yeah,
You do well to remember.
I love the.
I think he said.
He says.
I think he said something along the lines of like, "You do well to remember that," or something like that.
No, like no, it could be a different line I'm thinking of, but it's in the part where they just got done killing the cowboys at the river, and like Doc was looking sick, and I think Michael Rooker's character or one of the other ones asked him, Doc, you should be resting. Why are you out here? He's like, because Wyatt's my friend, and he goes, well, I got plenty of friends, and he goes, well, I don't.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, well, I got plenty of friends. Well, I don't.
And like the part that I was really thinking about throughout the week is like the very end of it, the part where Doc dies, and he tells Wyatt, he goes, "If you were ever truly my friend, you would go, like just you would leave." So Wyatt stands up and says, "Thank you for being my friend," and stuff like that, and he gave him like a pamphlet. But it was like a little book or something like that Wyatt had wrote called "My Friend Doc Holliday" or like the story of my friend Doc Holliday. Like I've been thinking about that scene all week, and yeah, I mean, it just hits on a different level. Mainly, I mean, Doc Holliday is such a special character to me, like I said before. So I'm just really saddened by this death, and I hope he passed on peacefully. Like from us at far side of the pod, our condolences out to the family and friends. On to the podcast.
Can I tell you something wild real quick, Slater?
Go ahead.
That you might already know. Did you know that the lead lady in The Conjuring has her own rock band?
Yeah, I did. Vera Farmiga.
Yeah, I just now figured that out this week.
It's just they're pretty good too. Like they're like for real, they're not bad.
I was surprised by that.
But speaking of movies, CinemaCon was this week, so we got some updates from major studios. So, Reg, why don't you kick us off with Sony, brother?
All right. Well, Sony just so happened to release out to the world. The two things that stuck out to me from Sony was that they released the announcement that Spider-Man 4 has its title now. It is Spider-Man: A Brand New Day, and that is coming out July 31st of next year.
Yep.
Guys, I'm fucking pumped about this movie. From everything and anything that I've heard on it, it has made me pumped this whole time. I cannot wait for it. Been waiting for this one a long time, just like Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah, I have a special feeling about this Spider-Man movie. I mean, No Way Home is going to be hard to top, but I feel like this will be good, man. I mean, and it's the first Spider-Man to get a fourth movie, so...
Yeah, that's the incredible thing, is that this Spider-Man is still getting movies, and it doesn't seem like it's going to slow down anytime soon for Spider-Man, so looking forward to it all. Mikey, you got anything?
No, I mean, I'm in the same boat as you guys. Like, I'm stoked.
Hell
Give
yeah.
me more Webhead.
Speaking of more Webhead, they also announced that in 2027, I didn't get the date for it or anything. I just got 2027. We are getting Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Finally,
after, 5 years or so?
By the time it comes out...
Yeah.
Yeah, by the time it comes out, it'll be about 5 years.
So
I'm not saying this to harp. Yeah, I ain't saying this to harp on the animators and the artists, because I understand that takes an ungodly amount of time to get right. That took too damn long.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
And in the nicest way possible. That I ain't blaming the artists. I ain't blaming the animators. That took way too damn long.
Well, I know a big deal with I know a big deal of it was to do with the strike, but it's like, come on, man, like.
Well, I've heard it's the strike. I've heard it's because they're using different art styles for it. It'll be different things that apparently, quote unquote, we have never seen before done in an animated film. So maybe they've had a hard time with scheduling some people in too, though.
And with it taking place after Secret Wars, or coming out after Secret Wars, do you think Miles will show up in the live action world?
He might show up. I'm not 100% sure, and if he does, who's to say that it will be this Miles?
Right.
I don't have a single clue because it could be one of those cases where they already have it planned for him to show up in Secret Wars.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait and see. We still got till I think 2027 to get Secret Wars, so
Right.
we'll see what happens.
All right. So, anything else from Sony?
That was all I had from Sony.
All right. So on to Warner Brothers. Go ahead, brother.
Alright, so with Warner Brothers, the main things I picked up from them was in their animation as well. And apparently, the way it sounds is that Warner Brothers now owns the Seuss characters. Or the right to use Seuss characters because they're the ones behind Cat in the Hat. And this new Cat in the Hat will be played by Bill Hader. So that'll be kind of interesting to see how that goes down. And also, they're going to release the Places You Will Go, and I think a few other Dr. Seuss movies that they're going to do. But to kick it off, they're going to be starting with Cat in the Hat. Any thoughts on that?
It's a little weird that Warner Brothers would have something to do with the Seuss stuff now. So does that mean that Seuss's Landing could definitely be coming out of Universal Studios too? That's one thing that we didn't bring up in the park video that I didn't really think about.
Well, I know we had talked about it in the first one. We had talked about how Seuss Landing could be replaced with Illuminations.
Right, that's true.
So yeah, that could very well be a thing. Is that it's no longer tied with Universal anymore, so it's Warner Brothers property to mess with now, and they might. Yeah, that's a possibility. More so now.
Yeah.
Also, they showed a little bit of a teaser for let's see here. I'm trying to think. For the Flintstones getting a new animated movie as well.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
So I imagine it's the origin story that we'll be getting of them. Not 100% sure.
Right.
So,
I mean,
that's Warner Brothers.
It'd be the smart thing to be an origin story. I think.
Now, take it, I did leave off too, though, with Warner Brothers DC. Because DC's, its own studio now, pretty much. And the main thing that they showed was a longer trailer to Superman, which you can catch that on YouTube now as well.
Yes.
So, any thoughts, Mikey Slater, on any of Warner Brothers?
I mean, I just hope that I hope the Dr. Seuss Goods movie, the Cat in the Hat, and if they do Flintstones, I hope it's pretty good too.
Yeah. Mikey, any thoughts on them?
No, I grew up with the Michael Myers Cat in the Hat.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a little difficult not to quote that movie the entire time the new one's playing.
I just hope we get a joke as good as dirty hose.
I'm sorry, baby. I'm playing. I love you.
I'm sorry, baby.
That's probably one of my favorite parts, other than whenever he's a distracting dude as a hippie.
I figured one of your parts was, let's take a look under the hood. Yeah.
No, I love the part where they're doing the talk show and he like goes to cut and he cuts his tail. And he's like, "Fuck!" And it cuts off to the cat hanging on the wire. It says technical difficulties. We'll be right back.
Anything. Anything. Knock it off. Oh me. But that is Warner Brothers.
So on to Universal, Rich.
Universal. So they talked about a few things, and the two things that I took away from Universal is we are getting Megan 2.0, and they have released the trailer for it. It looks great to me.
Might I say that trailer was pretty cool. Like, it was goofy.
Kind of odd.
It was odd, but it was goofy in a good way. Like, I liked it. Like that was the thing is, you know, whenever the first Megan trailer came out, I was kind of like off-put by it. But whenever I watched the movie, it blew me out of the water. So now that I see this trailer, I'm like, okay, yeah, I expect this to be just as good as the first one, if not better.
But it also seems like an action movie more so than a horror movie.
It really does.
This time around.
It really does.
I don't know how to feel about that, considering the fact that this is underneath Blumhouse.
Yeah, I hope they stick to a lot of the horror aspect, but like you said, the trailer does make it seem more of like a action movie.
Also, that little robot that she starts out in, that you see at in the beginning of the trailer, did y'all know that's an actual Amazon robot that you can buy?
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
You can buy that exact robot. It don't sound like her, but they have that robot for sale. I've seen it before.
That is so weird.
So we're getting that, and then we're also getting, I cannot remember the title of it. I think you had said it earlier, Slater. We are getting a new AI robot movie.
Oh, yeah, called Soulmate.
Called Soulmate. I mean, we've already had something kind of like this before. Just this year with Companion.
Yeah.
The only difference is instead of it being the humans that are the problem, it's the robot being the problem and getting jealous. So, I don't know, maybe there'll be something there that will interest me, but I'm not 100% on board with the idea of it.
Right.
I'd rather...
there is one I forgot we haven't brought up, and I'm going to say it with Universal because it's in the same... Well, you know, Universal's done the Jordan Peele movies, but Him is Jordan Peele's new movie coming out. It's like a sports drama, but horror, like Jordan Peele style horror movie. And Marlon Wayans apparently plays like an old football player or something like that who's like crazy. But it looks super, like it sounds super cool as shit. I just had to bring that up. I just remembered it.
Well, that's good. Well, so that's the main things that stuck out to me with Universal.
All right, and Mikey.
Mikey, any thoughts about them?
Not the most coherent thoughts, I guess is the nice way to say it. Both sound good, but I don't know. I'm not, I'm just gonna say I don't really have much of an opinion here. They sound good. I'll have to see more about them, but
yeah,
I don't really have much of anything valuable to add there.
That's fine. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I think out of the couple of movies right there, I'm definitely more so leaning towards wanting to see the Megan 2.0,
Yeah.
even though it seems more like an action movie. So,
Well,
but
Megan reminds me of like Chucky, and I suppose that's the point, right?
Well,
kind of, yeah.
especially the
I
first,
mean,
the first Megan movie is very reminiscing of like of the Child's Play remake. Like that's what like the way because the whole purpose of Megan is she just wants to make sure the girl is happy or something like that, and that kind of gave off the vibe that Chucky gave off in the Child's Play remake because the whole reason why he started going nuts in the first place and like even killed the first guy in that movie was because he believed it would make Andy happy. So I mean that's how Megan pretty much is. It's kind of like the
I mean, fair. I guess in my head, it's kind of like chalking up. At least with Megan, it's like, okay, I can get why they might frame it as like action movie esque. It's supposed to be a little campy, right? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's definitely campy.
But I don't know. I just know I can't speak a whole lot on them. I don't know that either one would be particularly one that I would want to see, but that's not coming from a place of personal knowledge or judgment, just not my cup of tea.
Right. All right.
Dear listeners, if you can hear me, Ridge and Jordan know what they're talking about a lot more than I do.
Ridge, you also
I
said
say if they tell you they think it's good, it's probably good.
Ridge, you also said something that Lionsgate said something as well.
Yeah, so the few things, and it's odd that we went around like different days kind of just now. We didn't touch on Disney, but we always touch on Disney. So we've already probably discussed what they talked about with Disney. The only thing with Lionsgate was the first date, and the two things that stuck out to me that will interest some people is they showed Ballerina, a longer trailer to Ballerina.
Yeah.
They talked about John Wick 5, and they're making a John Wick animated movie.
What in the world? What?
They talked about a couple or one other character from John Wick franchise that they're making a movie on, but I don't remember that. I just remember the John Wick 5, Ballerina, and John Wick animated movie.
I'm kind of wondering about John Wick 5 because even Keanu Reeves said that John Wick is dead.
Well, from what I've heard, and because I haven't watched the movies, but from what I've heard, he dies off screen. You don't see him die.
Yeah, it's kind of off screen. Yeah.
And so if you follow the rules to death in a movie, if it's not on screen,
Yeah.
there's a fair chance that it didn't actually happen.
Yeah. That's very true.
So take it for what's worth with John Wick 5 and having John Wick in it.
I'll take as much John Wick as I can fucking get. I love John Wick.
My only thought with the animated movie is that I kind of expect it to be in the animation form more so towards anime, maybe.
As it should be.
That's how I see that possibly happening.
As it should be.
So,
but is that it? Is that it on CinemaCon?
Yeah, that's the main things I gathered from CinemaCon that caught my eye. I know it's not a shit ton, but it was the main things that stuck out to me that I wanted to talk about.
Right.
If you want to do your research on it more, guys, do it. I know that they talked about a lot more than what I shared with us. But like I said, that was the stuff that I knew that I would want to talk about and that the guys would maybe want to talk about too.
One thing I did see that I don't know if you saw, I just think it's fucking weird. Apparently, on the Disney slate, they had Moana 3.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And apparently,
well, I mean,
they have it slated to release the same year the live-action Moana comes out.
that won't surprise me, but it doesn't seem odd to me just because from what I've heard, I haven't watched the second one yet, so I'm just going off of everything I've heard. They set it up to where there's able to be a third one at the end of the second one. Also, something else that they had mentioned or that they showed was the trailer to Naked Gun.
Yeah, that looked hilarious.
We got that. And it looks pretty good.
Yeah, it does.
So that'll be interesting. Other than that, I think that's all I can think of off the top of my head. If I can think of anything else, I'll randomly spurt it out while we're moving on.
All right, so Ridge, you said you had a rumor has it for the week. So let's get
Yep, I got only one this week because a lot of where I get my sources from for any of the rumor has it's were all focused on CinemaCon this week. So we'll go with the one thing, and from what I hear, I'll give it a strong 85% chance of happening. Rumor has it Bradley Cooper will play Jor-El in Superman.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Jor-El, for those that don't know, is Superman's father.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it has a big possibility because, with the James Gunn tie, James Gunn has already said that if any of the actors who he worked with in Marvel wants to come over to have a role in DC, that they're more than welcome to, and they would always have a role with him.
Right.
I think it'd be a cool role, too.
It's also one of those, it's like you always have somebody that has a higher up in that role, it seems like. With if you go back to Henry Cavill's Superman, they had Russell Crowe playing as him. If you go further back, you had another large name playing.
I mean, if you go back to the Christopher Reeves movie, it was Marlon Brando.
Right. And these are all big names that got that role.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I think Bradley Cooper could definitely pull it off. I mean, my selling point is if you haven't seen A Star Is Born, the man can do serious roles. And I think him playing Jor-El would be a super beautiful scene. I think he could pull it off very gracefully.
However they include his father into the movie, I think it would work out well.
Yeah.
Mikey, any thoughts?
Honestly, I see it. I do. And I have seen A Star Is Born, so I know Bradley Cooper can play very serious roles. I'm just thinking, I'm over here thinking to myself, oh no, he's gonna play a dead father. Oh no, my feelings, you can't do this to me. I can feel myself turtling up, preparing for the worst. No, Bradley Cooper, don't break my heart again. I can't take it, please.
I can't think about Bradley Cooper without thinking about that final scene of A Star Is Born, bro. Ridge, I don't know if you've seen that movie, bro, but the scene that I'm talking about, when you see it or if you ever see it, it's a painful fucking scene, bro.
I have not seen it, and one of my reasons on not having seen it is because it's a movie with Lady Gaga in it, and I just don't really care for her, so.
I mean, I can definitely understand after, seeing Joker before that, but
especially after that.
She kills it in The Star Is Born. Like, A Star Is Born is a very fantastic role for her, but I don't even know why they even casted her as Harley Quinn. But
Well, they had a plan set, kind of it being a musical. So I guess if you want a singing female role,
right.
then I guess that makes sense. But
Honestly, I would have preferred to see her as like Poison Ivy. Like, that's a dead ass thing.
well, I mean, there's still a chance of something like that happening later on down the road too. You just never know.
Yeah. But so I'll have one rumor has it. I just, bringing this up quickly. Just I saw a video of someone meeting Christopher Judge, and this is mainly for me and Mikey. Ridge, I don't know if you played God of War at all, but I saw someone meeting Christopher Judge at a convention, and they asked him something about a game, and he didn't get to say much because of the strike, I guess, that is going on with the video game guild. But Christopher Judge did say that they were looking into mythologies that they could do next. So, Mikey, my real question, and Ridge, even for you, is what kind of mythology would you like to see God of War, explore? We've seen, Greek, and we've seen Norse. So what if we had to see something next, what would be your choice for God of War's next mythology? Mikey, I'll let you go first.
Well, in Ragnarok, Tyr shows us a few different. Is it Ragnarok? Yeah.
Yeah, he shows like those like images like in that weird like space out.
Oh, we know that when we duel Tyr a few times as Kratos,
Right.
that he whips out a few different weapons from myth.
Yeah.
From his own journeys.
Yeah.
In my mind, who is to say that couldn't be an indicator?
That's true.
I know a big one a lot of people have talked about is Egypt. I think that'd be really cool.
Well, I think Egypt was the original plan before they went to Norse, but somehow they just ended up in Norse over Egypt.
I'm just saying, like, I know I've heard Egypt thrown around, and if that's the case, I think that's pretty cool. If not, I get it.
I also heard like Indian mythology, like I guess Hinduism. I don't know.
I'm about to say it's Buddhism and Hinduism that is very prevalent, and
I just heard that
a lot of Eastern.
I just heard that is one thing.
Let's say Central Asia.
Yeah.
It's Buddhism, Hinduism.
I just think that I would probably have to say Egypt because I just think it'd be really cool to see.
Anubis trying to weigh Kratos' heart. The scale breaks. Anubis and Kratos have a staring contest. Alright, so you know what happens. So you know what happens now.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Ridge, I know you haven't really played it, but what do you think would be a cool mythology for them to explore in the game?
So, I'm with y'all on Egyptian would probably be pretty cool, but also maybe Japanese mythology
Yeah.
might be kind of cool to get into. I don't know.
My only thing with that is, with Yotei coming out and Shadows just coming out, is there too much Japanese mythology stuff coming around for that to be a thing, or that's just a question?
Well, I mean, how many different ways can you go?
Right.
That's going to be popular for people. I mean, some of the top ones is you got your Greek and Roman mythology, your Norse mythology, Egyptian, Celtic, and Japanese.
You can't even do Chinese because the Black Myth Wukong game.
That or, like I said, fuck it, just do Celtic mythology.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
a lot of,
you know what'd be really
I was
cool?
just gonna say a lot of, what?
Sorry for interrupting, but what would be really cool if it was like Mayans, like South America. That
Okay, alright, yeah.
that would be fucking sick, bro.
Alright, nah, I see the vision.
Yeah, that would be brutal, bro.
But Kratos just gets a big fuck ass sword, but all of its blades are obsidian glass. Oh.
He's got a fucking bone saw, like with sharp teeth on the edge of it, like Kotal Khan.
Yeah, I was about to say, looking like some Kotal Khan ass shit. Like, not even Kratos. It could be Atreus for all I care, but like,
For real.
that shit it'd be tight.
And honestly, I'd be even cool with them going back to Greek. I mean, I don't know what else they could do, but it'd be something cool. I don't know. But yeah, that's it for the rumor has it. I thought, it'd be a little cool thing to throw in there. All right, so our next segment of the podcast. So we're touching up on some WWE, and before we get into a couple of the things that we're going to touch up on, we're going to touch up on Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania. It looks like that we will not be getting that match because Kevin Owens has a very, very serious injury in his neck, I believe, or his spine. It's like a spinal infusion or something. He's got to get a spinal infusion or something like that. And they're saying that he'll be out 2 to 5 years at the least. So,
Jeez.
With a lot of people was even speculating that his career was coming down to the end. I am honestly scared to say that we may be seeing the end of Kevin Owens within the next couple of weeks. I mean, he had a little thing send off like Friday or Monday, I can't remember, but I think that he'll retire because, I mean, if he does come back, it's his own, on his own will. But I don't know. I've been starting to feel like he was going to retire at some point because all I was waiting for him and Sammy to have their one good match, and they just had it. So, and he said that the injury had happened sometime in January. And it was before the whole Royal Rumble ladder match with Cody because a lot of people are speculating that Alabama Slam that Cody did to him through the ladder is what did it to him, but apparently it was before then. So, yeah, that's looking pretty serious. But
that sucks.
But that goes into, I wonder what they're going to do to Randy now. They're kind of pushing the thing that Randy doesn't have a match at WrestleMania, and it's kind of giving me vibes on how Cody returned because Seth had kind of like he didn't have a match for WrestleMania, and he kept trying to do something, and they finally signed on to do a match, but he wouldn't know who his opponent would be till Mania, and that's when Cody returned. So maybe they could use that for like Aleister Black's return or something. I don't know. But I wonder what they'll do with Randy.
I know Rusev apparently just signed on, so
yeah, that too.
Maybe Rusev returns at Mania to face off against Orton to give him a match. I
don't know. Maybe that could be a good one too. But I also want to touch up on Jay Uso's storyline right now. I just want to talk about how much I love the fact that, you see people all over fucking Twitter and YouTube and all these social media commenters or whatever, saying that they don't like the whole Jimmy story. They hope Jimmy loses at Mania, saying that Jimmy was a bad choice to win the Rumble and that he's not worthy of being the champion. Like a bunch of bullshit, and I think like they're starting to intricate that into the storyline. Like they're putting it in it, and it's starting to like Jimmy. Well, Jay is using it in his story. He's talking about how it's messing with him and how it makes him want to quit and give up and all that. And I think it's going to be the build to him actually winning to be more emotional. I'm really loving that right now. And also want to bring up CM Punk officially said and called for his favor from Paul Heyman. If you did not hear Mikey, they had
a little bit on this from Caleb.
Yeah, they had a promo on Friday, and CM Punk just said that he's calling for his favor for Paul Heyman to be in his corner at WrestleMania 41, and not Roman's.
Ooh.
And Roman looked at him, and he said, "Tell him no." And Paul grabbed the mic and said, "No, my tribal chief. I can't. I will not say no." So that's going to be really cool detail in it. I think, the build of the, CM Punk getting his first main event and that build into the storyline, and I'm excited, man. I'm excited for the match.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for all of it.
Me too.
What's your thoughts on the J stuff too?
Who?
You.
Which one of us?
You didn't narrow it down either.
Ridge.
So for me with the J stuff, I gotta be honest, I'm one of them that's kind of already tired of it. I don't know if it's just because it's been playing out for so long or what, but it's been well over pushed by now. And by now I don't care who wins, I just want it to be done. Because I'm tired of it. I mean, I feel like I already know who's going to win, but either way, I don't care who wins that one. It's not high on my radar.
Right.
Mikey.
Ridge, I don't think you've been here since day one.
Oh no, I've been here since day one-ish.
Yeah, ish. No,
But I've just seen it for so long.
Yeah, no, you've got a point. All jokes and deep cuts against each other aside, I kind of see where Ridge is coming from. At the same time, what kind of like sticks out to me here is, Jay using it in his own story. Like, this kind of stuff, seeing people talk like this makes me want to quit. I see the wisdom in that. No, I see the skill there. I think that's kind of neat. I think it's a good way to, provide his own commentary on people saying that about his brother without actually straight up saying, "Yo, y'all suck for this." But I do get where Ridge is coming from in terms of, man, this has been going on for a little bit.
Right. All right. Does anybody got anything else on wrestling?
That's all right.
That's all I got for that. Unless you want to dive into some 41 predictions.
Yeah, we could say a few 41 predictions because this is going to be a really short episode. So,
and I got a few. I got pulled up some of the match cards.
Right.
and predicted match cards. So,
Okay.
all right, so let's go through this. All right, so first one, Jade Cargill versus Naomi. Who you got?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think Jade will win probably. I kind of wish Bianca would turn and like have her interfere with the match, but they probably won't since she's got her own match. I'll probably just say I have Jade. It'll be a match I'll watch, but I'm not like super excited for it.
Mikey?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Jade for this one.
I'm 100% on board with Jade. I think you need to push her since this is her first singles match on WrestleMania, so she needs that a little bit of extra push. Now, don't get me wrong, this is the first time in a long time for Naomi as well, but
I mean, you could
Cargill has
if
been
you think about it, they could have her turn heel. They could have her turn heel and have Jade be her first person they push to face against her if she wins the belt at Mania.
who knows? All right, after that, it's not really. It doesn't have anybody in line, but I'm curious on who you might think is in line for it. We got the women's tag team title of Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez versus whoever.
Yeah, it's whoever wins this gauntlet, right?
Yep. So who do you think? Do you have any idea on who you might like to see in there?
I mean, I don't really know who's in it. Oh, let me see. Oh, shoot.
I kind of want it to be just women's tag team group from NXT that wins it.
Oh, yeah, ain't Lash Legend and them supposed to be in it? Hold on, let me see.
That or maybe because of I can't remember if this is on Raw or SmackDown. I know that that is it Natalia and Maxine Dupree are about to become a tag team.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. So I mean that might be kind of interesting to let them just to give Maxine some gold once in her life. For a little while at least, because I don't see it being a long-lasting title reign, according to who all's tag team going on after WrestleMania.
Yeah, I can't find the match card, but I mean, who knows?
That one's more so up in the air, but I'm gonna say it's gonna be probably whoever.
It could also be Chelsea Green's like Piper Nivens and that one chick. JC Jane, I don't know.
Isla Dawn?
Oh yeah, Isla Dawn. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's those Piper Niven and Isla Dawn are the two there with Chelsea Green.
Yeah, I mean it could be them.
I don't know. That's a tough one. Mikey, you got anything on that tough?
I really don't.
All right, that's fine. We're all in about the same level on that one. Okay, the next one that is 100% confirmed already too is for the United States Championship. LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
Who you got?
Yeah.
No, I got fucking Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu is gonna bust fucking LA's ass. I mean, I love LA, but Jacob Fatu is a fucking demon, brother.
I'll give LA the fact that he's a good mic worker, and I don't necessarily think that Jacob is, but Jacob is the much better wrestler, so I'm definitely going to give it to Jacob.
I mean, I think it'll be a great match. This is gonna be. I think they'll put on a fucking hell of a match. It might arguably end up being arguable for a match of the show, but Jacob's gonna come out with the win. There's no doubt for me.
Mikey.
So, I think Jacob's going to get it because I think there's a lot to be done there for Jacob, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like I think story-wise, considering some of the things I've seen here recently, I think it would make the most sense to me, at least, for Jacob to walk away with this win.
I think LA will lose the United States belt, then go to Money in the Bank and win the Money in the Bank briefcase, then get put into the title card. Like the
You
title
think he's
fight.
going to win Money in the Bank?
Yeah. Either him or Finn Balor.
Really? Damn.
Either him, Finn Balor, or Dom Mysterio.
Well, speaking of them, I know that they are. So right now it's rumored that it's going to be Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, Penta, and Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah. Fatal 4-Way.
Yep. Who you got in it?
That's going to be a hell of a match, brother. I mean, it was crazy. This can go any way, bro. Like any fucking way. I could see Braun retaining, but I think I could also see Penta winning it because he's hot right now. I think, but realistically, I want to say a dark horse pick. I think it's going to be either Finn Balor or Dom Mysterio. But I think realistically, how it should work out in my head probably is Dom wins the Intercontinental title and Finn goes to the Money in the Bank and wins it to go into the main title picture. But I think I'm gonna pick Dom to win it.
Mikey.
You know, I think I'm with Jordan here. Namely because, like, I love the storylines. I think a lot of it's good. But maybe something a little fresher. A little something we all want, so to speak, I guess. Which is to say, you know, in my mind, let's give Dom something beyond he was mommy's toy for a little bit. You know, let's
get him out of the Daddy Dom era. Let's get him back into the Dominic Mysterio, you know, the new Latino Heat type shit. Let's get this fucking.
Yeah, I was about to say let's get. I want him in the limelight. Like, I don't really care if he's getting booed or if he's being cheered for. I don't care if he's face or heel. You know, he can. You know, let's see him get something. Let's see something rolling there.
Let him have a real run with the belt, and like have a really fucking good run, and you know, say like by Elimination Chamber or hell even like Money in the Bank next year. Let him win it then, and get him into the title picture because his time is coming up. I just think he needs one really fucking good mid-card title reign, then he'll be, you know, up for world title reign.
You are pushing him to the moon, ain't you?
Look, Dominic Mysterio is better than a lot of people see. He is phenomenal, and he's a worker, dude. He works so much. He deserves it, and I see it coming for him, man. I see it happening.
Okay, so for me on this match, because I got a little bit of future booking too with this, okay? I see this match possibly either being retained by Braun or... Actually, no, I'm going to change that. I'm going to say Penta 100% is going to win this. And the reason why I say that, too, is because I think that Dominic is going to somehow screw over Finn Balor from getting the win. Because Finn and Dominic both want the win. They both want the gold.
Right.
And they'll do whatever it takes. So maybe Dominic or maybe Finn screws over one or the other, right?
Yeah.
And that's going to set up those two to go at it at SummerSlam, is what I'm thinking.
That could
And
be.
then that also lines up for Finn Balor to get kicked out of the Judgment Day to bring in a new leader, and that new leader is going to be Aleister Black.
And the Judgment Day can go back to being darker.
Yep.
And stop being... They went from being this dark, cool-ass, goth-ass, emo shit, and it was cool as hell. I loved it. Then they changed their fucking song, and it's like, bruh. Like...
And because, like, right now, they're, like, not taken seriously. You put in somebody like Aleister Black that's... You know, he ain't going to be like Finn Balor neither whenever it comes to seriousness. He's going to be one over him, right? He's going to have that more so leader spot to him. So,
and I think they'll have this whole thing where, like, if Aleister Black does become the new leader, he fucking, like, starts filtering the people that, you know, isn't on the agenda that he wants, and starts bringing in, like, other people to make him, like, a darker.
Yeah, he's going to start vetting. He's going to start vetting people.
Yeah.
I also think that means that Carlito will eventually get kicked from the group too. So that way,
for sure,
they can quit messing with just having a fucking guy in the background that's either eating on a fucking apple or playing wrestling, the video game, instead of getting out there and actually wrestling himself. So I could see that happening. So that's my idea with the Intercontinental Championship too. Is that's going to be Penta's for the win because of that. Another rumored one, if you will, is it's going to be a big mashup for the SmackDown Championship between Motor City Machine Gun, DIY, Street Profits, and Pretty Deadly. In a ladder match for the titles. Who you got for that? If that is the case.
Realistically, I think that Street Profits should keep it, because I think that they should, you know, keep on this run that they are going on. I am loving how, you know, the attention they're getting. I think they deserve it. But I would be lying to you if I didn't say I would not want to see Pretty Deadly win it. I love Pretty Deadly, man.
Right. Mikey, who you got?
This is a little tough for me because I don't pay a whole lot of attention to either duo here. But the Street Profits have had those titles for a while, right? Or did they just get them back recently?
They just got them like a couple weeks ago.
Well, yeah, they could. I think it could go either way. They could run with it, or Pretty Deadly could have their shot. I think both teams are excellent in the gimmicks that they have and their chemistry with their the other half of their, you know, respective team. I can't really say who I'd rather see win. I think realistically, maybe the Street Profits got it, but
Motor City could win it too, realistically. But I think I'd realistically like to see Pretty Deadly to have a run too.
All right, if we're talking realistically here, any of them could win it. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
To me, I want it to be Pretty Pretty Deadly. I've been waiting for them to finally get a title shot. They've been with the main roster for a hot minute now. I think it's their turn to hold the titles. It's been going back and forth like a hot potato, or like some people say, like a fucking dirty whore. The titles. Them damn dirty whores. They've been getting passed around all over the place. So let's go ahead and pass it on to Pretty Deadly for a little while. Let them hold it till after SummerSlam or till SummerSlam, and then change it again.
And have them lose it to Penta and Rey Fenix.
Maybe if they're a team by then, because you gotta think they're both on 2 different shows right now.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll see once we get there. Who knows? Maybe later on. Don't get me wrong, I definitely want those 2 to become a team, but if Penta ends up getting the Intercontinental Championship, I think he'll make it run with it for a minute.
Well, they're definitely going to be a team because on their merch, they have the same font, like how their name is spelled out. It's the same exact font,
Right.
and same kind of like logo. So they're definitely like, and even Penta's gloves say Lucha Bros on it.
Right.
So.
All right. After that match, the next one is Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre.
This is a match that I watch because I think it'll be a good match. I'm not going to be like overly excited for it, but I mean, I think Drew will probably win it because he's been losing here and there, and I don't know. I'm kind of over Drew for a minute. Like, there's a part of me that just kind of annoyed with him in a way. I don't know.
No. Like I'm picking up what you're putting down. It's
kind of the same old shit put over and over, and it's kind of like I'm just tired of it a little bit.
It's feeling and getting stale.
Yeah.
I feel it too, and that's no disrespect to Drew. It's just, it's like, all right, what else we got? Because it's, how best to, Sheen, this is the 15th time you've shown Ultra Lord for show and tell.
That is how it
it's
feels.
like, Drew, this is the 12th time you've thrown a bitch fit over something that you lost about.
How many times was there rumors that Drew was leaving the company? Like, come on. Bro.
It's almost like Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, whenever they both said it.
Yeah.
So, are we all in agreement on Damian Priest?
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to the next. Nope. Go ahead.
I want Damian to win in the hopes that like Drew will shut the fuck up. But I also know there's like no guarantee there. Like I think Damian will win. The no guarantee is Drew shutting the fuck up.
I was about to say him shutting the fuck up. Yeah, probably not. All right. After that, the next one on the list is AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. I'm going to go ahead and start this one. I personally, and I know I'm in the minority on this, I say Logan Paul. It's going to be a hell of a match seeing both of them go at it. Anything that Logan Paul's in is just about a hell of a match in general. I'm going with Logan Paul on this one.
I'm with you. Like, I see the vision.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Ridge. You said the minority, and I was already agreeing. I was already thinking Logan.
And,
good. Never mind.
And my thing is AJ said that he's not wrestling at 50, right?
Yeah.
And he also said that it wasn't gonna be like once he got to 50 he was retiring. Then he said it was gonna be before he was 50. And
this is his retirement match?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying this is a retirement match, but I could say that this next year could be his retirement tour.
as well.
So maybe they could have this whole storyline where he could, like, he kind of feels like where he's not as phenomenal as he once was, and like his final tour or whatever, his big final storyline is him finding out how phenomenal he is and go out with a bang. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that.
Yeah, I see the vision on that.
Is it just me, or did it seem like Ray Phoenix's entrance seemed like his? How he came out with the hood over his head, did the hands up over his head, took the hood off the exact same way, just with the fireworks.
I mean, a lot of people have similar entrances, but I see what you're talking about, though.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the Women's World Championship of Io Sky versus Bianca Belair. And maybe Rhea Ripley.
No, it is Rhea Ripley, ain't it?
Rhea Ripley has not been set in stone for this.
Oh, okay. I thought she was.
As far as I know, she has it. Like, she signed her name onto it to be involved in it, but it was never 100% set in stone still.
Right.
But I'd imagine, yeah, she's going to be in it. So we'll just go ahead and throw her in too.
Realistically, I think that Io could retain. I think that might be the most realistic outcome for me. I don't know. I mean, it could go either way. Any of these women could win this match because these are, to me, arguably the three best women in the company right now when it comes to wrestling. But I would also like to see either Bianca or Rhea win it because I'd like to see just them have a rivalry and them have a match at SummerSlam, you know? I think that'd be my vision on that.
Mikey, what you got?
I don't know. I'm kind of with Jordan. Like, these are some of the top dominant women in the company right now. This could really go any way. I can easily see each and every one of them having the title, and I can easily see any of them holding it. I guess it's just a matter of who, how, and what will transpire when it happens.
For me, I'm going to go with Io Sky retaining. I think she needs to retain. I think she needs a big push, and this is just going to help her elevate even more than what she already is, as if she ain't already at the top. But this will be just something good for her if she can retain, I do believe. Alright, after that, we got for what is the main event for night one, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins in a triple threat. Who y'all got?
Let's see. Let me think here. So, okay, never mind. I remember that now. On the real, I could see Punk winning this match because I think something between Seth and Roman can happen. And that could set up something between them at SummerSlam. But I could also see that happening just for Punk and Seth as well. But I think Punk will win it. And I think it'll have to do something with Paul Heyman. And it might set up a match between just Roman and Punk. And I think realistically, I think Punk will win it.
Mikey, who you got?
You know, I really want to see CM Punk win too. I think it could go just about any way, just because each one of these men is spectacular in their craft and what they do. But on for personal reasons, because I want to see him win, I'd like to see CM Punk do it. Beyond that, I can see something. I mean, I can see something happening between Seth and Roman. I think a part of Punk's plan with having Paul Heyman, the wise man, in his corner is that it's throwing Roman off his game already. Not for any story purposes, but it's distracting not having the one guy you look to for a lot of advice. He's not in your corner. He just told you no. That he promised, that he is honor bound to an extent to keep his promise and help this guy, but this guy could beat you with his help. That's going to keep Roman distracted, I feel like. And as far as Seth goes, Seth has got beef with both of them, but Seth will see a distracted Roman and probably just take the bait and choose to deal with Punk later himself in the match. That's my thinking, and it's also my thinking that Paul Heyman would account for all this, as well as Punk already knows. Like this is what he's counting on. It's what he called in his favor with Paul for in the first place. That's what I'm thinking. So my vote's Punk.
I'm going down the Punk train as well because I think that Roman and Seth are going to get too distracted by each other during this match and screw each other out of getting the win, either side of it, or either one of them getting the upper hand on Punk. I think that we'll see two of them will get the upper hand on at least one person for a little while. But I do think eventually Seth and Roman will just be too distracted by each other. And I think it's going to be more so Roman than Seth that starts to get too distracted with Seth being there. And I think he'll just want to take him out because he still has this in the back of his mind on how many different times he's been betrayed by Seth. And who knows, maybe that sets something up too for SummerSlam with Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. So my vote's CM Punk on that one as well.
Crap. Never mind. I just lost it. I had something so genius in my head. I lost it. Just keep going.
You're good. All right, we got
genius. Sorry.
You get. We got three more to get there, guys, and that'll be all on this. So after that, we got the World Heavyweight Championship of Gunther versus Jay. Mikey, I'm gonna make you start this one because you haven't started one of these with your predictions. So what you got for us?
Gunther versus Jay, huh? I kind of want Jay to win. I more than kind of want Jay to win. Because just let him be main event, oofs, so we can stop hearing about it, dog. Come on. Just a little bit. Like, I ain't saying it ain't cool. No, on the real, I think it'd be really, really sweet to see Jay win, just because it has been a long time coming. I feel like we've all been waiting long enough. I think it's time for Jay to take that W. So my pick's Jay.
So let her you up.
I want Jay to win. Like that's fine. I mean, I think it'll be a great match. Gunther always puts on. I've been saying this for like the last year. I don't think Gunther puts on a bad match. Period. So I expect the match to be a tough fought battle, but I think Jay will come out on top on an emotional win.
It's going to be Jay, right? I mean, if not, that'll be kind of funny. That's not, I think, because everyone's already saying that it's going to be Jay that wins it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people either want it or don't want it by this point. We're just tired of this feud. It's gone over mildly with everyone. So let's just see what happens whenever you put the heavyweight championship on him and go from there. Alright. With that one down, we move on to the WWE Women's Championship of Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. I'm going to go ahead and start this one for us because we know the rule of death, taxes, and Charlotte Flair winning. So it's more than likely going to be Charlotte Flair that comes out with a win. Unfortunately, to me, because I don't think she needs the fucking win. I think Tiffany Stratton needs the WrestleMania win more so than Charlotte does. But, like I said, death, taxes, and Charlotte Flair winning is the main go-to thing in life.
Yeah. I mean, I 100% want Tiffany to win. I think Tiffany needs to have a good run, and I'm tired of seeing Charlotte win. But that's the thing, is Charlotte Flair. Like you said, death, taxes, and Charlotte Flair, man. She's arguably the greatest women wrestler of all time. And, unfortunately, we may have to see her win another title. We'll have to see. I mean, I'm praying for the dark horse for Tiffany to win, but yeah.
Will you look up to see how many that would make her to win if she wins this? And while you're doing that, Mikey, go ahead and give your
As much as death, taxes, and Charlotte Flair winning makes me laugh, I really want her to lose.
We all want her to lose.
Like I don't want her to lose because I am malicious. I want her to lose because I love an underdog. I love an underdog. Charlotte Flair is not an underdog. I'm not a huge fan of Tiffany Stratton either, but I would rather see her get her moment,
Right. They haven't pushed her good. But I mean,
I just feel like they've been having Charlotte bully her too hard. Like, I feel like every damn segment ends with Charlotte having Tiffany put on the fucking ground, and I think it feels like if they have Charlotte win, I feel like they over pushed it.
even if I just hope that if Tiffany does win, they actually give her a good push and a good storyline moving forward. Because I'm tired of seeing Charlotte Flair win.
Yeah.
Slayer, what did you find out for us?
So Charlotte Flair has 14 world titles, so she's going for her 15th.
Jeez. All she needs is a couple more, and she'll end up tying with John Cena.
And her dad.
Jeez. Alright, speaking of John Cena, let's get into this last fucking match that will be the night 2 main event. And that is Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the Undisputed Championship. Who y'all got?
I undoubtedly think John Cena will win this match. I think that we're going to have a heel run for the ages with the title belt. I think there's a possibility he will bring back the spinner, because that promo he cut where he said, I will retire with the belt and I will take home the true belt and you can create a new little toy like you always do. And the true belt, it could be his belt. But I think he'll be champion at least till SummerSlam.
Jeez. You cut him short, didn't you?
I mean, I'm just saying at least. Like, I'm not saying at the most. I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised, you know?
You're right.
Because I think when he wins, he will lose. Whenever he does lose the title, it'll be to Randy Orton.
Mikey, who you got?
You know, I don't want to see Cody lose, but in this context, I don't see John Cena losing. I think John Cena is leaving with that championship. I think he's going to make good on his promise. I think he meant every word he said.
Yeah.
I see my vote's with John Cena.
Well, my thing about it is, like, when you look at the promos, right? I feel like Cody's getting over on all of them. And it's because, like, John will say a bunch of shit until Cody comes out. Then he won't say nothing when Cody comes out. And then, you know, they had that promo the other day where John went to attack him and Cody ducked him and gave him a crossroads. But the thing is like, I feel like it's going to be like a whole thing is like, I didn't say as much as you did because all I had to do was prove it. It was like I didn't want to talk too much. I wanted to show it. And, like, I don't know. I think it'd be a fantastic heel run with the belt for his final run and with and breaking the world title. Or the world record.
Yeah, I see this one, unfortunately, going to Cena as well. The reason why I say unfortunately is because, to me, I think he can hold off until after Mania, but I know it's Mania, and you've turned him heel, so you need to give him something good, right? So go ahead and give him this last win to run off with. I think that him winning also knocks Cody down off this mountain and gives him a new mountain to face, right? With climbing back up to the main title,
Right, yeah.
Of John
New
Cena,
dream.
or maybe hell, take him, turn him heel too, and eventually have him go up against Jay for the World Heavyweight title. So that way you have him going after a new title.
Good.
And I know that everyone, well, not everyone, but I know some people would like to see Cena turn around and become babyface before he retires. No, I want him to retire heel. I want this full run to be just heel Cena the whole way out the door. So that way we keep it the good faith of knowing that he did what Bray said, did what he said, and leaves out that way.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
And too, another person that I wouldn't mind seeing go up against Cena whenever it comes time for him to lose the belt is CM Punk. Maybe. Because it would be kind of poetic because we've seen, you know, Punk run out with the title and blow the kiss. Maybe this time we get Cena doing it to him, you know, in one of the matches heading into the final match.
Oh, and there's one more thing about the CM Punk match that I think that I want to predict, and I'm calling it now because it's being rumored around. I think for the second time ever, In Living Color will perform for CM Punk as he comes out. Because In Living Color just announced that they will be performing in Las Vegas WrestleMania weekend.
Maybe so.
I'm just putting a prediction out there.
Well, that is all the matches that we know that we can rumor for WrestleMania so far.
Yeah.
Of course, we left off some, like the women's U.S. title and the Intercontinental title as well, but once we figure something out with them a little bit more so, we'll throw them in later on.
Yeah.
Maybe, if they are. Well, I mean, we might not because we're getting close to that. So,
all right, so for the final thing of the podcast, we're pretty much done with really discussing, but we just got confirmation today that we will be attending our second ever Scarefest weekend this year in October, from October 17th to the 19th in Lexington, Kentucky at the Rupp Arena. Well, you know, we're honored that they allow us to come back for a second time and, you know, get to cover the convention again. You know, I was really hoping that they'd give us another chance, and there you are. So I'm excited, man. You know, Robert England's going to be there, Heather Lankenship, a bunch of people from like Nightmare on Elm Street 3, a couple of people from Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Tom Matthews, who played Tommy Jarvis in Friday the 13th Part 6. The Warren Occult Museum's going to be there, and they're going to have the Annabelle doll. It's going to be awesome, man. They got a bunch more people to still announce, but we're going to get to be there this weekend again. Well, not this weekend, but the weekend again. And we can't wait. We're excited, man. Hopefully we can, you know, get the most of us to go. I know Ridge will probably work in the haunt, but, you know, we're still excited for it.
It would be so awesome. It would be so cool if Ridge left the haunt and went to freaking Scarefest.
whoa! You know I can't leave my post.
You can't take a weekend break.
It's called going AWOL. You big freaking square.
I've gone AWOL once, and that was last year. I did once. Other than that, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It's according to what my actual work schedule is.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Because according to it is according to how I work at the haunt this coming up year, because it's either going to be I'm working Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, or I'm only going to, if I'm still on night shift, I'm only going to get to do Saturday and Sundays. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, I just wanted to give a big shout out to Scarefest for blessing us with another chance to come and cover the convention again. You know, we're excited to, you know, make more content on the convention and make even better content this year on the convention, and just take in the environment, man. You know, from what I learned at Horror Hound this year is that these conventions are some of the best environments you can be in, and last year was, you know, it was just as amazing, and I can't wait for this year.
Thank you very much.
But yeah, I think that's it for the podcast, guys. Like we always say, subscribe, hit the notification bell, grab your friend's phone without them knowing, subscribe to us. Hell, they ain't got to watch us, but shit, they'll be subscribed, and that's good for us. Yeah, just share us out, man. If y'all have anything that you would like to hear us talk about, any recommendations on like some tier lists or brackets or anything like that, just leave some in the comments. But yeah, I think that's it for the episode. Anybody else got anything else to say?
No.
Nope.
All right, guys. Well, I guess that's it for the weekend. We'll see you guys next time.